Good afternoon, Akshara. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me just mute first. Okay, students. So as you know, today we have to start a new chapter. I hope all of you are excited. The name of the chapter is Motion in a Plane. Okay, Motion in a Plane. Motion in a Plane. Till now, what we were doing? Motion in a what? Till now, we were discussing motion in a straight line, right? Motion in a straight line. And when I say motion in a straight line, it is also called one-dimensional motion. Now we are going to study motion in a plane, which is two-dimensional motion. Two-dimensional means now the only x coordinate will not change. Now x coordinate will also change, y coordinate also will change. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now here you will see a lot of vectors. A lot of vectors you will see. So I hope all of you have revised vectors once already in the last class. Last 10 minutes I have revised vectors, right? So please revise vectors. Otherwise this understanding this will be a little complicated. Now let me first do the introduction of this, okay? Introduction. Now last chapter, which is motion in a straight line, we did that chapter without using any vector sign. Did I put any bar on top of the quantities? Whatever quantities we wrote, displacement, initial velocity, final velocity, I never put any bar. I did not write any bar on top, though they are vector quantities. Why I was doing like that? Let us try to understand. So when I write the formula, look carefully, S equal to ut plus half at square. Which are the vector quantities? Displacement is vector quantity, velocity, initial velocity is vector quantity, acceleration is vector quantity. So I must put actually bar. Okay, students. So this is how I should write the equation. But while doing one-dimensional motion, let me rub this part. While doing one-dimensional motion, all the vectors, whether it is displacement or initial velocity or acceleration, will be in this line. So if I call this line x-axis, okay, and at time 0, my particle is moving with initial velocity u in this direction, okay, and from here to here it has reached. So at time t, it has reached here. So what will be your displacement? Displacement will be this vector, right? Yes or no? And let us say acceleration is in this direction. So you can see all this, and final velocity, when it reaches here, it has some final velocity v. So you can see all these vectors, initial velocity, final velocity, displacement, acceleration, all are in one line. Yes or no? All the vectors are in one line. They are parallel. Agreed? Everyone agreed, right? All these vectors are in one particular line. Therefore, I can write this u bar as simply u what? What I should write here? Tell me quickly, those who have understood vectors nicely. U bar equals to u I cap. Very good. And v bar also equals to v I cap. Displacement also I can write s I cap. Acceleration also I can write a I cap. Because all of them are in one direction along x-axis. Right, students? So now if I substitute this here, see what will I get? What are these representing? These are your magnitudes. These are your magnitudes, right? These are the numbers. These are the numerical values. Okay. So I can write S bar as what? S I cap. U bar as what? U T I cap. A bar as what? A T square I cap. Clear till here? Clear? Check once. These are just numbers. U and T you can multiply. Right? Okay. Now you see I cap is here also, I cap is here also, I cap is here also. So can't I take I cap common and cancel? If I take I cap common and cancel, right, what will I get? S equal to ut plus half at square. Understood? So you can see you really don't need to put I cap, J cap and everything because all the vectors are in same direction. Understood? Let us say it is not acceleration, but let us say it is retardation. Retardation in this direction. Then the only thing I have to change is what? In place of A bar, I have to write minus here. Yes or no? Agree or not? If it is retardation, I have to write minus. So that means while substituting the value of A, I should put minus sign. Minus sign if it is in opposite direction. If it is in opposite direction. So in 1D motion, we really don't need to put this vector sign. No need to put because all are in same direction. So either they will be here or they will be here. If they are here, I will put I cap. If they are here, I will put minus I cap. And then I cap can be removed. Once I remove I cap, my equation will be like this. So that is why we were solving all the problems using this formula. Yes or no, students? And what is S? Magnitude of displacement. Magnitude will be number, right? Magnitude of a vector is number. You remember, right? Okay. So you can put whatever displacement numerical value they have given, you can put here. Whatever initial velocity, 10 meter per second, you can put here. Whatever acceleration they are saying, you can put here. Whatever time they are saying, they can put here. On sometimes, if you know acceleration is in opposite direction, or initial velocity is in some opposite direction, in those cases you have to put minus. That's it. Okay. So this is why in one dimensional motion we really don't need vector symbols. But in two-dimensional motion things will change. Okay, let me give you one example of two-dimensional motion. So let us say this is ground, and along this line let me put x-axis. Along this line let me put x-axis. Here clouds are there, birds are flying. Okay, I want you to see the birds also. Yeah, and this is your, let us say, y-axis. Okay, so you have to imagine x-axis is horizontal, y-axis is vertical. Now think there is a football here. Football. Okay. Now you give a kick. You give a kick to the football. So when you give a kick to the football, you are giving it initial velocity, right? You are giving it initial velocity. So let us say this is the initial velocity. This is your initial velocity vector. Now, will it continue straight, students? Will the football go straight like that? No, that will happen if there was no gravity. If there was no gravity, the football will go in a straight line, right? But because you all know there is acceleration due to gravity downwards. So let me show it to you somewhere here. So this vector is your acceleration vector, which is your g vector, right? So it will travel in a curved path. Parabola I will not say right now because I will prove to you it is parabola. Right now I will just say it will travel in a curved path. So it will not go straight, but it will go something like this. Okay. And I hope all of you remember how to find direction of instantaneous velocity. Direction of instantaneous velocity is found by drawing a what? Tangent. Very good. So if this is the path, you just draw tangent. That is your initial velocity. Now this is at time 0. After time t, it may be here. Yes or no? After time t, it may be here. That time its velocity, final velocity, matlab velocity after time t. How to draw the direction? Tangent. So this tangent is representing your final velocity v bar. This is your initial velocity u bar. And what will be displacement from time 0 to time t? This vector will be your displacement vector. Why, sir? Array, displacement vector, how do we draw? From initial position to final position. Correct? All these diagrams are clear? All the vectors are clear? Which vector is what is clear or not clear? Anybody doubt? Let me know. Okay. So this is the initial velocity here. This is the final velocity. And remember, the path looks like this. So initially the tangent will be like this. So initial velocity will be here. Final velocity will be here. Displacement will be from here to here. After what time? T. Now students, look at these vectors. Initial velocity, final velocity, displacement, acceleration due to gravity. Can I say all of them are along x-axis? I cannot say all of them are now along x-axis. So now you cannot write directly s equal to ut plus half at square. You cannot write like this. Why, sir, we cannot write like this? Because how we wrote this? We wrote this after seeing all of them are in same direction. In one dimensional motion, all of them are in same direction. So everywhere there was I cap, I cap, I cap. So I cap, I took common and I cancelled it. Right? But now we cannot say like that. I cannot say this is along x-axis. I cannot say this is along x-axis. Yes or no, students? So now it is not directly, you cannot put the values here. So this equation directly we cannot use. Then what we will do, sir? What to do? This is where vector knowledge will come. This is where we will study about components of vector, which we have studied already. So we will take components of this initial velocity. We will take components of final velocity. We will take components of displacement, and we will take components of acceleration. Once we have taken the components, then if you look at the x components, let me try to show you. What will be the component of this vector? Initial velocity. Let me write here. This is your initial velocity, right? It will have one component here, one component here. Correct or not? This is your ux, this is your uy. Similarly, your displacement. Displacement is this vector. Let me show it separately. Okay, this is your displacement vector, right? So this will also have two components. Let me draw here. This is your displacement vector, right, students? Let me take two components, one here, one here. Sx, Sy. Same thing I can do with V bar. So V bar will also have two components, Vx, Vy. By the way, if it is acceleration due to gravity, it is along which axis? Y-axis. So what will be the x component? X component will be 0, because if a vector is along y-axis, it cannot have x component. So many times we have studied while doing vectors. So acceleration along x-axis will be 0 if it is gravity, but if it is gravity, then since acceleration is along y-axis, you should write x component will be 0 and y component will be g. But in what direction? Down. So now, if you look carefully, only the x components, are they in same direction or not? Are they in one line or not? Yes. Similarly, if you look at only y components, they are also in one line. So what we have to do is, whatever we studied in the previous chapter, we will have to do them separately along x-axis and separately along y-axis. So the main thing, if you have not written this, no problem. Many times we have to write these things, don't worry. This is just introduction, okay? So what you have understood here is, the main thing that you have to understand is, okay, the main concept is one 2D motion. One 2D motion, like suppose I do like this. This is motion in a plane, right? Plane. So one 2D motion can be resolved. You can write resolved, or you can say broken down into two 1D motion. So you are going to break one 2-dimensional motion into two 1-dimensional motion by taking help of what? By taking help of, you can write vectors or you can write components of vectors. Components. Okay. Let me give you physically also one example. Physically, this is just through mathematics I try to explain to you. By taking components of initial velocity, final velocity, displacement, I try to show you that we can apply our old equation of motion in a straight line for x-axis separately, for y-axis separately. So mathematically I try to explain, but physically also you can understand actually. So first you write this. So the main concept of this chapter is, we are going to convert one 2D motion into two 1D motion. And one will be along x, other one will be along y. Right, quickly. So when I say two 1D motion, one will be along x, one along x, other along y. Done? Okay. Let me give you physically one example. Yeah, Advait, write fast. Done, Advait, we are all waiting for you. Okay, now look here. I gave you example of that football, right? So this is a example of 1D motion or 2D motion. This is an example of 2D motion, right? Okay. Now, this you can think, listen carefully, stop writing now, stop writing anything. This motion in XY plane, this motion you can consider as this motion along x-axis plus this motion. Then coming down here only, but let me draw separately. Up, down. So this is motion along x, this is motion along y. If I add these two motion, I can create this motion. How many of you need some explanation or understood? Let me try to explain once, okay? See, suppose you are walking like this. Suppose you are walking like this. Okay, like this. So this is what kind of motion, 1D or 2D? If I walk like this, 1D or 2D? 1D. Right? You are walking. Now what I will do, when you are walking like this, I will add this motion. Matlab, as you are going here, I'll take you up. I'll take you up. But you are going here. So as you are going here, I will take you up. So where will you go? Somewhat like this, yes or no? Because when you are going here, I'm taking you up. And then when you are going here, I'm bringing you down. I'm bringing you down. So I will see you going like this. Understood now? Those who wanted me to explain, imagine this pen is going like this. Imagine this pen is going like this. As this is 1D motion, let me add one more 1D motion, this one. So I will add, as it is going here, let me take it up, then let me bring it down. But since it is continuously going here, when you add this motion with this motion, you will get this motion. So in that way, you can always imagine the mathematics. Matlab, one 2D motion can be considered as sum of two 1D motion. Okay, so introduction is part is clear for everyone, I hope. Let us now do some analysis. Done? Okay. So the first thing we study in 2D motion is obviously position vector. Position vector. Same thing we did when we started one-dimensional motion. When we started one-dimensional motion, the first thing I taught you is what? Position coordinate. So this is your origin. If you are here right now, then this X represents your position coordinate. Actually, it means this distance. Right? Okay. Similarly, now my particle will not move only along x-axis, right? So now I have to study first something called position vector. So what is the meaning of position vector? It is a vector. Please write down, this may come for 1 mark definition also. It is a vector drawn from origin, just like this vector I made, drawn from origin to the position of the particle. So what is position vector? It is a vector drawn from origin to the position of the particle. Now, let us represent it in a diagram. So this is X, this is Y. Now my particle is not moving only along X. So it can be anywhere here. So let me take one point here. Okay, let us imagine at time t, it is here. Then what is the meaning of position vector? From origin, you have to draw this vector. Okay, so this arrow represents position vector, this vector. And we write symbol R bar, okay? Now, you also know that with respect to this origin, this point will have coordinates, x, y. Yes or no, students? You have written like this, no, coordinates in school days, x, y. Yeah. So what is the meaning of x when I say? X means this, right? From here to here is x. And y means here. Or you can say this is also y only, right? Either you can say this or this. Please draw perpendicular, okay? So this length is x, this length is y. Now think carefully. If I put an arrow mark here, what will be the magnitude of this vector? This vector. Magnitude. Magnitude means length of the vector. Karthik, how it is 1? This length is x, no? It is not a unit vector, no, Karthik? I did not say unit vector. So this vector from here to here, this vector will be your x, I cap. Why I cap? Because unit vector in this direction is I cap. So this vector will be x I cap, and this vector, if I put arrow mark here, this vector will be your what vector? Y j cap. Y j cap. That means from parallelogram law, you know this vector plus this vector should be this vector. So R bar should be x I cap plus y j. So this is how we write position vector. So from here to here, the length is x, but when you multiply magnitude with unit vector, it becomes a vector. So this vector is xi cap, this vector is yj cap. So this vector plus this vector is this vector. Of course, if the particle is moving along x-axis, then what will be y coordinate? If particle is moving along x-axis, then y coordinate will be 0. In that case, your formula will be only xi cap. Okay, but now we are studying motion in a plane. So it will not move only along x-axis. It will move like this, like this, like this, anywhere on the board. This is position of the particle. Okay, position of particle. Okay, now remember in 1D motion, after studying position, what was the next thing we studied? What is the next concept we should study? Forget about that, whatever I taught you. Just use your imagination. After knowing position, what is the next thing you should know? Next thing that you should know, direction you know, na? Once you know this angle, if you know this angle, you will know the direction also. Not direction actually, concept I'm saying. Yeah, you should know about displacement. Okay. So the next thing we want to study is displacement. Displacement. Okay. Now in 2 dimension, remember, as the particle moves, x can also change, y can also change. Correct now, students? So if this changes or this changes, this will change or not change? 100% it will change. So change in position is what is called displacement. Change in position vector. Let me give a short name to this. Okay, position vector. So to find the displacement, what I can simply do is take delta both sides. So delta r bar represents change in position. What if I take delta here, what will be the right side? Delta x I cap, delta y j cap. Okay. So what I have done, everybody understood? I took change both sides. Everybody understood? Yeah. In diagram, if you want to see, those students who want to see in diagram, look here. This is x, this is y. Let us say this is the path. This is the path of the particle. This path is also called trajectory. Okay, trajectory. Trajectory. Now let me take at time 0 it was here. After some time it is here. Okay. Then this is your initial position vector. This is your final position vector. So this initial position vector you can write r bar. This one you can write r bar dash. And displacement means which vector? This vector. Displacement is always from initial to final. So that is your delta r bar. I hope you understood why this is called change in position vector. Why it is called change. Try to apply triangle law here. Try to apply triangle law. This vector plus this vector should be this vector. Correct or not? This vector plus this vector should be this vector. You remember triangle law? Yeah. So this vector, initial position vector plus this vector, which I am calling displacement vector, must be equal to final position vector. So what will be my displacement vector? Final position vector minus initial position vector. And whenever it is final minus initial, what we call it? Final minus initial, what do we call it? Change. So displacement, this is your displacement, no, from initial to final. So your displacement is nothing but change in position vector. Okay, so this is just to see in diagram. This is just to see in diagram. Okay. Otherwise, if you write delta both sides, it is enough. Students, triangle law you should remember. Okay, this vector plus this vector is this vector. If you don't remember triangle law, parallelogram law, it will be difficult. Done, students? I think this I have taught to you previously, I remember, when I was teaching you displacement in higher dimension. When I was teaching you displacement in higher dimension, I have taught this to you. Same thing I have taught. Okay. So let me rub this part now. So students, look here. This is your position vector in 2 dimension. If it is 1 dimension, then you can leave one of them. So in 2 dimension, this is your position vector. And if one of them will change, this will also change. Change in position vector is what is called displacement vector. So take delta both sides, very easy to write. Now, after that, I want to know about average velocity. Average velocity. By the way, students, before we wrote this as what? S bar. So if you want to write this as S bar, please write, no problem. Okay, this is displacement. Now, average velocity. Now, students, we have to put arrow mark. Don't forget. Now we have to put arrow mark everywhere. So what is average velocity definition? Displacement by time interval. Right? This is the definition of average velocity. So if I divide this by delta t, what will I get? Numerator is what? Numerator is displacement, this one, no. Now you divide by delta t. So you will get delta x by delta t I cap plus delta y by delta t j cap. So this is how you can find average velocity in 2 dimensions. Basically what we have to do is we have to find average velocity along x, average velocity along y. Yes or no, students? This is your average velocity along x, no? How did we write average velocity in 1 dimension? In 1 dimension, how did we write? Like this we wrote or not? Like this we wrote or not? In 1 dimension. Why? Because that time the particle was moving only along x-axis. Now it will move along y-axis also. So on x coordinate will also change, y coordinate also will change. So both will be there. And don't miss the vector sign. This is your average velocity. Okay. What about instantaneous velocity? Suppose I want instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity. V bar. Simple. If average velocity is like this, instantaneous velocity will be like this. Correct or not? Accepted or not? Limit of this you take limit delta t tends to 0. Agree or not? So just take limit of delta t tends to 0 for this ratio, it will become d. Now put this r here. This is position vector. So I can write x I cap plus y j cap. Right? I'm just putting this r bar here. So what will be my instantaneous velocity? Dx by dt I cap plus dy by dt j cap. What is this? Can anyone tell me? What should I call this? V, then this is V, no? Now this is V, ma. This is your instantaneous velocity. What is this? Okay, displacement. Average velocity. Average velocity we find by dividing displacement by time. Okay, very good. Look here. Suppose I write any vector like this. Suppose I write any vector like this. What is this tree? What do we call tree? Tree is magnitude. X. Very good. You are revising vectors nicely. What is this tree called? This tree is called X component of A bar. X component of A bar. If you include I cap, it means you are talking about vector. Okay, if you say only tree, it means magnitude of X component of A bar. What is 4? What is this? Y component of A bar. Y component of A bar. Right, students? So this is nothing but your AX and this is nothing but your AY. So this is nothing but X component of velocity and this is Y component of velocity. So therefore we can write Vx I cap plus Vy j cap, where Vx should be dx by dt and Vy should be what? Quickly tell me. Vx should be dx by dt, Vy should be dy by dt. Okay, students, write down. Someone was saying this is x component of velocity. That is also correct. X component of instantaneous velocity. Some of you were saying average. That was this one. Delta x was delta t. This was your average velocity. X component of average velocity. This is x component of velocity because I have told you so many times. If I say only velocity, it means it is instantaneous velocity. So what is this called? Let me write here. This is your x component. Is it visible? This is your x component of velocity. And this is your, let me write here, y component of velocity. Please understand, students. Now, no, there will be two components everywhere. Only some cases where you know the vector is always downward. Only in that cases, one of the component may be 0. But in general, the vector can be here, it 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 can be here also. So it can be anywhere. So it can have either x component and it can not either. It will have x component also, y component also. Okay. Now let us talk about directly acceleration. In vector form. Okay, so how will you write acceleration vector? Sorry. How will you write acceleration vector? Instantaneous. dv bar by dt. So basically now you have to start writing bar everywhere. Okay. So acceleration vector is rate of change of velocity vector. Everybody clear about this part? Before we used to write a equals to dv by dt, right? In one dimension I told no need to put arrow mark. But now it is important you put arrow mark. Just now I found what is velocity vector. I can write velocity vector as Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. Right? So this I can further write dvx by dt I cap plus dvy by dt j cap. What will you call this? Anybody has any idea? This one? Try not to do mistake. What should I call this? This part. X component of acceleration. So super. So now you all have understood that this I can write ax I cap plus this I can write ay j cap. So in two dimension, there is no a cap anywhere. We are breaking the components along x axis and y axis. Tan theta, how to know direction? Tan theta ay by ax. Advait, yesterday's last 10 minutes you were there in the class or not? If there is a vector like this, once you know the components, how will you find magnitude and direction? Magnitude will be given by this formula. Right now we are not talking about magnitude. We are just learning. How to write acceleration in terms of components. That much we are doing. We are not asking how to find magnitude, how to find direction. But if I ask, you should be able to say, tell me quickly, how will you find the magnitude of acceleration? From this formula, root over ax square plus ay square. Agree or not? Agree or not? Yeah. And how will you find direction of this tan theta or whatever angle you write? Ay by ax. So once you know components of a vector, you can find magnitude also, direction also. Don't worry about that. That part we have completed long back. So I hope everybody understood how we are writing all these vectors. Let us do one problem so that it will be clear. Exactly how are we going to solve problems? Okay. So see, learning exercise 3.9 you don't see now. Later we will see. Numerical exercise 3.3 you see. Numerical exercise 3.3. Numerical exercise 3.3. Because once we do some numericals, once we apply whatever concept we have learned, then you understand how it is happening, how we actually do it. So look the question. First question. Again, don't see home exercise. Last class it happened. You will get confused. I do numerical exercise. You have to do home exercise. See question number 1. The position of a particle is given by r bar equals to 3t I cap plus 2t square j cap plus 5k cap. Okay, so this is your position vector where t is in seconds and the coefficients have the proper units for r bar to be in meters. So this is in meters. First question is find velocity vector in terms of time, acceleration vector in terms of time. After that, second question is find the magnitude and direction. Advait, you were saying no, how to find direction? Here we will be doing. Second part is find the magnitude and direction of velocity vector at what time? 1 second. Okay, first you look at the equation. Can you tell me by looking at the equation? By the way, I hope you understood. T is what, students? Time in seconds. Now look at the equation first. Can you tell me, is it a 1D motion, 2D motion or 3D motion? Advait? So most of you are thinking it is 3D motion. Why you are thinking it is 3D motion? Because X coordinate is there, Y coordinate is there, Z coordinate is also there. But please understand one thing. Which coordinates, X coordinate or Y coordinate or Z coordinate, which coordinate contains time? Which coordinates contains time? X and Y. Z coordinate is fixed. Z coordinate is 5, fixed. So that means only X coordinate and Y coordinate are changing. Since only X coordinate and Y coordinate are changing, it must be a what motion? If only two coordinates are changing, it must be a 2D motion. So please understand. First thing to understand is it is a 2D motion. Okay. So basically, if this is your X, this is your Y, and this is your Z, Z is equal to 5. You can see. Z is equals to 5, constant. So the particle is moving in this plane. Because here, Z is constant. X is changing, Y is changing. Are you understanding or not? Let us say this is X, and this is your Z, and that is your Y. So X, Z is here. Now Z equal to 5 means here. Let us say. So the particle is moving in this plane. In this plane. Matlab Z equals to 5 is constant. X is changing, Y is changing, but Z is not changing. Understood, everybody? Again, we don't need to know this, but I want you to think. Only writing equation is not important. You should also understand how the particle is moving. The particle is moving in such a way that if this is Z axis, Z must be equal to 5. There is no time mentioned here. T is not mentioned here. So Z coordinate will not change. So if this is your Z axis and this is 5, this cannot change, means particle is moving this way. Yes or no? Yes or no, students? Particle is moving this way. Okay, so only X and Y are changing. So it is motion in a plane. Now, how do we write position vector? R bar, X I cap, Y J cap, and here Z is also there. So Z K cap. Correct? So what is my X? What is my X coordinate? How it is changing? 3T. 3T, right? So let us find Vx. How to find Vx? dx by dt. I wrote some formulas no before. Check those formulas. So this is your X, this is your Vx. What is X? 3T. Differentiation, all of you remember. Take 3 outside. What is differentiation of T with respect to T? Differentiation of T with respect to T. 1. So Vx is 1. We came to know. Now, what is your Y coordinate? This is your Y coordinate. What is your Y coordinate given? 2T square. This is your Y coordinate. So what is your Vy? Vy matlab Y component of velocity. How will I write this? Tell me quickly. One formula you give, just like I wrote Vx. dx by dt. How will I write this? Formula I am asking, not answer. dy by dt. dy by dt. Then this will be d by dt of 2t square. How to do differentiation of 2t square? 2 will come out. Differentiation of t square with respect to t. Differentiation of t square with respect to t is 2t. Right? Which formula I am applying? This formula. One formula is for differentiation, one formula is for integration. Don't mix them. If you mix them, you are gone case. So this is the formula for differentiation. So if this is 2, answer will be 2x power 2 minus 1, which is 2x. So differentiation of t square, constant you take outside, then you take differentiation of t square. That will be how much? 4t. So what is Vy? 4t. Vy is 4t, right, students? Okay. Oh, sorry, this is 3. Thank you. Okay. This is 1, no? So 3 into 1 is 3, right? Sorry, students. Okay. So therefore, how will I write V bar? Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. Remember, they want you to find V bar, okay, velocity vector. So V bar will be equal to Vx is how much? Vx is 3. So 3 I cap plus Vy is how much we found? 40. So 40 j cap. That is your first answer. They wanted velocity vector as a function of time. Matlab this velocity vector will change with time. Okay. Also, they want you to find acceleration, right? Now, Vx, we already you can compare here also. Vx is 3, right? We can see here directly. Vx is 3. So, what will be x component of acceleration now? What was the formula? dvx by dt. dvx by dt. So, what is Vx? 3. Matlab this component does not have time, so it is not changing with time. So this component is constant. So what will be acceleration? What is differentiation of only 3? 0. So there is no acceleration along x-axis, right? Remember, x-axis is 0. So x component is 0 for acceleration. Now let us check y component. What is Vy by comparison? You tell me Vy 40. So what will be y component of acceleration? Y component of acceleration is dvy by dt. That will be differentiation of 40. 4 is a constant, take it outside. What is differentiation of t with respect to t? 1. So acceleration along y-axis is 4. So now students see, I have found x component of acceleration, y component of acceleration, right? So how will I write a bar? Once you know components, how do you write vector? Ax I cap plus ay j cap. Correct, students? Ax is 0, so this is 0 plus this is 4. So acceleration is 4 j cap. So one thing is very clear, acceleration is only along which axis? Acceleration is only along y-axis. So you can see we have given velocity vector and acceleration vector. Now in the second part of the question, what they have asked, see the question. Find the magnitude and direction of velocity vector at which time they are asking. 1 second. So at t equal to 1 second, what will be the magnitude and direction of velocity vector? So this is your velocity vector. What will be at t equal to 1 second? What will be this vector? 3 I cap plus 4 into 1 j cap. That will be how much? 3 I cap plus 4 j cap. So we have found the vector at t equal to 1 second. Now how to find magnitude? Magnitude of velocity vector, which you can write simply v, or you can also write modulus of v bar. Root of what square plus what square? X component square plus y component square. What is the x component? 3 square. What is the y component? 4. So 4 square. What will be the answer? Magnitude 5. Since it is velocity, unit will be meter per second. Advait, understood how we find magnitude? Now we have to discuss about direction. To find direction of any vector, here it is velocity vector. We have to calculate tan of angle. Tan of what angle? Angle made by vector with x-axis. So what will be tan theta? Vy by Vx. Right, what is Vy? 4, Vx 3. Now remember students, I told you this ratio is very standard in physics. Remember I gave you one triangle to remember. If this is 37 degree, this side was 3. This is 53 degree, this side was 4. And this side is 5. So using this triangle, you can find, yes Chana, correct. Using this triangle, you can find sine 37, cos 37, sine 53, cos 53, tan 37, tan 53. So if you look at tan 53, tan of 53, what will you get from this triangle? Tan of 53, how much will you get? 4 by 3 you will get. So since this tan theta is 4 by 3, it means theta is 53 degree. Okay. Is the video fine for everyone? Okay. So some places it may be lagging for some students, somewhere the connection will not be very strong. So just wait for some time, it may become better. So if I draw some, let's say this is the path. So if I take some point here, let me take some point here. This is the path, let's say. So if I ask at this point, t equal to 1 second, what is the velocity? You have to draw tangent. This is the velocity. And what we have found, this velocity makes what angle? 53 with x-axis. So this is 53. And this is your Vx. This is your Vy. So basically what you know the speed with which the particle is moving at t equal to 1 second. With what speed it is moving? 5 meter per second. And in what direction it is moving? In what direction it is moving? 53 degrees with x-axis. That with x-axis you don't forget to say. Because since I am measuring with x-axis, that's why I can write tan theta as opposite will be Vy. Opposite will be Vy, adjacent will be Vx. So the moment I write this formula, I am measuring the angle with obviously x-axis. Try one problem. This is done. Advait, are you clear how to find direction? Okay. So basically students, nothing has changed. Whatever we did in one dimension, that only we are doing, but 2 times we are doing. So, a little bit more time it will take. That's it. For example, look here. In one dimension, only x was changing. Remember or not? So velocity, how did we find? Dx by dt in one dimension. If it is moving along x-axis. Okay, if it is moving along y-axis, I will write y here. But usually we take it is moving along x-axis. So in one dimension, we find velocity directly like this. And acceleration, dv by dt. And then later, if acceleration is constant, then we have derived those 3 equations. Yes or no, students? So in 2 dimension, what we have to do? In 2 dimension, when the particle is moving in xy plane, x will also change, y will also change. So this x will change. So you will have velocity along x and there will be velocity along y. So same equation you have to write 2 times, one for x-axis, one for y-axis. So this is the x component of velocity, this is the y component of velocity. Similarly for acceleration, what you have to do? Same thing you have to write 2 times, one for x and one for y. correct? And once, no, I cap, j cap, you will write when you put b bar ma. When you write b bar, then you will write bx I cap plus by j cap. Sujal, I cap, j cap will be needed when you write in vector form. These are components. Understood? Okay. So once you know x components and y component, suppose somebody says, no, I'm just saying to you, if you want to copy, it is your wish. Okay. If you feel this will help you, then you can copy, but same thing I have done already. So now after knowing x component and y component, suppose they say, why are you giving me components? I want velocity. Velocity, how much it is? Magnitude, I want. Direction, I want. Then you know what to do. Magnitude will be root over vx square plus vy square. Direction will be with x-axis, it will be vy by vx. Understood, students? Everybody, just let me know. Okay. Now, same thing you can do for acceleration. Suppose somebody wants to know magnitude of acceleration. Same thing, root over ax square plus ay square. Direction you can write tan theta dash, let me write ay by ax. So whatever vector knowledge you have got, all that will come into play in this chapter. So try to solve one question. The x and y coordinates of a particle moving in xy plane is changing according to the relations x equals to 5t, y equals to 5t square, let me say. Or let me write 2t square. No problem, 5t square. Okay. Find speed of the particle. Speed means what? Speed means instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed means magnitude of instantaneous velocity. This is my Pankaj sir's work. Not learning exercise, nothing. Okay, I told this is class work. So find speed of the particle. So when I say speed of the particle, what does it mean? Magnitude of velocity. Find the speed of the particle at t equal to 2 seconds. Chalo, do it everyone. So this time I am not giving you position vector, I am giving you directly the coordinates. Same question I could have given this way. Position vector is 5t I cap plus 5t square j cap. Yes or no, students? Same question I could have given this way or not? This is your position coordinate, x coordinate. This is your y coordinate. So I could have given you x I cap here, x here, y. Okay, chalo try. You can tell me under square root. Okay, no need to calculate the square root also. Just tell me square root of this much, like that. Whatever number is inside the square root, you tell me. Square root of 125 meters. Units you people never say. Square root of 125 is 5 root 5 also. Don't find up to acceleration. I did not ask acceleration. I just asked magnitude of velocity. So just give me velocity. That is enough. No need to find acceleration. Root of 125. Since most of you are getting root of 125, it may be correct. So let me just quickly show you how it comes. So you know from our discussion of motion in a plane, when x coordinate changes with time, there will be some velocity along x-axis. That is called x component of velocity. That is found by taking dx by dt, like we do in one-dimensional motion. Then you put this x. X is 5t. Constants you take outside. Differentiation of t with respect to t is 1. So first part is 5 meter per second. X component only if they ask. In some entrance exam, they will ask only x component. So that one you have to tick. What about y component of velocity? That will be rate of change of y coordinate. So when y coordinate is wrong, huh? What is wrong? Stalin, mine is wrong or yours is wrong? If yours is wrong means I don't know. Let me do mine first. Okay. So y coordinate is how much? 5t square. 5 will come outside. 5 is the constant. Differentiation of t square. What is differentiation of t square? 2t. So this will be 5 into 2t. That will be 10t meter per second. So at what time they are asking? At what time they are asking? 2 seconds. So let me first write velocity vector. So x component is 5 I cap plus y component is 10t j cap. So if they ask velocity vector, you can stop here. If they ask velocity vector, you can stop here. But they want magnitude of this. At what time they told? At t equal to 2 seconds. What will be the velocity vector? 5 I cap plus 10 into 2 j cap, right? T is 2 seconds. No, put 2 here. So velocity vector is 5 I cap plus 20 j cap. So after knowing the velocity vector, if they ask Vx, then answer is 5, not 5t. 5. You have to take differentiation. In the option, numbers will be there. Now, what will be the magnitude of the velocity? So magnitude of velocity will be, when I write magnitude, students, do I put bar here? When I write magnitude of a vector, do I put bar? No. So it will be root over x component square plus y component square. So that will be 5 square plus 20 square. That will be square root of 425 meter per second. How did you get 225? Huh? Yeah, 5 root 17. You can stop here also, no problem. Tell me, students, how you got 225? I'm not understanding. Oh, acha, but how is everybody doing it like that? 1 or 2 is doing, I understand. Everybody cannot do, no? So maybe you have found velocity at time t equal to 1 second. I said t equal to 2 seconds. Every time we have to find velocity at 1 second only. 1 second is favorite time or what? Okay, good, Advait. Correct, super. Okay. So this is all about how to solve 2D motion. Now we have to do the kinematic equations, right? This is how we solve. If you know position, how to find velocity, if you know velocity, how to find acceleration by doing differentiation. So this we have understood. Very good. Now the next thing is, suppose acceleration is constant. Then to find displacement, final velocity, we can still use those three equations. But we need to separate them along x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so look here. Kinematics of 2D motion when acceleration is constant. When acceleration is constant. Okay, so basically this formula which you have, this formula will now break into two formulas. So along x-axis you will write Sx. What should I call Sx? X component of what? Displacement. X component of displacement. That will be equal to uxt plus half ax t square. Everybody understood this? Let me know yes or no. Same thing you can write, but now for components separately. Okay. Here what will you write? Sy equals to uyt plus half ay t square. No need to do derivation, unnecessary. And derivation, if they ask, you can just, they will not ask first of all. If they ask, you can just substitute and check. You write this as Sx I cap, Sy j cap, same thing you do for these two. Then you separate them for I cap separately, Y cap, J cap separately. So no need to do such a long process. Does anyone, if you want me to show, I will show you. You want to see how these two are coming from here? If anyone wants to see, I will show you. Okay. So some of you, they want me to show. Okay. So let me show you how those two equations come. So this vector, displacement vector. So let us say the particle went from here to here. This is the path. This is the path. And it went from here to here. Then you know this is your displacement vector, which you can write delta r bar if you want. Then I can take components of that. One component here, one component here. Right? And then this vector I can write Sx I cap plus Sy j cap. Agree or not this part? This is your x component of displacement. This is your y component of displacement. Similarly, this u bar, you can write ux I cap, uy j cap into t. What is ux? X component of initial velocity. Now you have to be careful, okay? Because u is what? Initial velocity. So this is x component of initial velocity. This is y component of initial velocity. Then you can do the same thing for acceleration. What will you call this one? How will you write acceleration vector? Ax I cap, ay j cap. Till here fine? Any problem? Okay. Now let me collect like terms together. Like terms means with I cap. So look here, I will do a little faster. Look here. Uxt I cap half ax t square I cap. So let me write together. So uxt plus half ax t square I cap I can take common. This part understood or not? uxt I cap half ax t square I cap. Both have I cap, so I am taking I cap common. Understood this part? Okay. Plus, now see y component, uyt plus half ay t square. What I should write here? J cap. Right? Okay. So now look here, students, if this is equal to this, then x component should be equal, y component should be equal. Yes or no? If two vectors are equal, oh, sorry, very good. Thank you, Sujan. Now, if two vectors are equal, it means what? X components also should be equal, y components also should be equal. Yes or no, students? Suppose I draw one x component this much, y component this much. Then I will get this vector. But let me say x component is same, but y component is different. Then will my vector be same? Can I say this vector is same as this vector? No, sir, I cannot say this vector is same as this vector. So that means what? If two vectors are equal, components also should be equal. So therefore, x component of displacement should be equal to this. Right? Understanding what I'm saying? X component of this vector and x component of this vector should be same. Similarly, y component should be same. Understood this part? Therefore, okay, therefore. Okay, so this derivation is not necessary for exam students. Nobody will ask this. So many important derivations are there in this chapter. This is very basic. So because it is obvious that if this vector is equal to this vector plus this vector, then x component of this should be x component of this plus x component of this. Y component of this should be equal to y component of this plus y component of this. So like that we can easily write without doing all the derivation. So students, if motion is in a plane, if it is a 2D motion and acceleration is constant, remember these formulas are derived by taking acceleration to be constant. Then we can directly use this formula, but nobody uses this formula. Why, sir? Because here we cannot put numbers. Can we put numbers here directly? If I say initial velocity is 10 meter per second, can I put 10 meter per second here? No, we cannot put. These are vectors. The most important thing I taught you in vectors is a vector is not a single number, remember. So what we should do? We should take components and write this Sx equals to uxt plus half ax t square. Sy equals to uyt plus half ay t square. Matlab what we are doing? Two-dimensional motion we are breaking into two one-dimensional motion. One along x, one along y. Here we can put numbers because these are components, magnitude of the components. Done, students? Tomorrow we will do application of these formulas. Similarly, what will happen to this equation? V equal to u plus at. This will also break into two. Now, shall I prove for this also? Shall I prove for this also? No, I will not do also. Okay. And you also don't try. You have to do more important, do home exercise and all. No need to do. Okay, just remember. So do this for x-axis. What it would be? Vx equals to ux plus axt. Vy equals to uy plus ayt. Done? Okay. Then finally, one more equation we have. V bar square minus U bar square equals to 2A bar S bar. But students, I will say something, students. Writing this no is not good. You never multiply vectors like this. Either it has to be dot product or it has to be, what was the other product? Cross product. So this one is actually dot product. Okay. So this equation is which one? V square minus U square equals to 2AS. But we are writing in vector notation. Vector notation. So this now will split into two formulas. What it will be? Vx square minus Ux square is equals to 2AX Sx. And now you can understand why dot product. Because when you take dot product, X component will be this, no? You remember? Are you students? A bar dot B bar. What was the answer for A bar dot B bar? AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ. Right? Yes or no? AX BX. So this one will be your AX SX. Here, how will you write? Try writing yourself here. Vy square. You can't type, I know, but while writing, wherever notes you are writing, try to write yourself. Vy square minus Uy square equals to 2AY S1. So students, what we need is not this equation. I don't want this equation at all. It is useless for me. What is important for me is these equations. This one, and the other four equations which I wrote for x-axis separately, for y-axis separately. Okay, students? One small thing I want to add. First, you finish it. One small thing I will add. Okay. Sometimes, yeah, scalar only. It is scalar only. It's not vector. V square is scalar, U square is scalar. So left side is scalar, right side is scalar. V bar square is scalar. U bar square is scalar. 2A bar dot S bar. So this is scalar. Square of a vector is always scalar, because square of a vector basically means U bar dot U bar, and U bar dot U bar is U square. Okay, U cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. Okay, now look carefully, all of you. Sometimes, this is very important note. Sometimes in books, and I will also, sometimes we will write x component of displacement. What is this? X component of displacement. Sometimes I will write simply x. Simply x. And y component of displacement, simply y. If I do like this, it means, it implies at t0, matlab at starting time, the particle is at origin, where it is origin. So if I throw a football from here, tongue like that, with kick it. So from here, if it starts at time 0, if it is here, and if you take your origin here, xy origin, then for x component of displacement, simply you can write x coordinate. Let me explain. Look here. This is x, this is y. Imagine my football is here at t0. Okay, and after at t0, I give it some initial velocity. Because of the initial velocity, it goes some path like this, and after time t, it is here, let's say. Okay, students. Then At this point, it will have some coordinates x comma y. Yes or no? Yes. What will be x coordinate? This. And what will be y coordinate? This. Right? So this will be your x. This will be your y. Agree? Till here you agree, right? Okay. Now, if you take your initial time here, origin, then what will be displacement from 0 to t? Displacement vector. This will be your displacement vector. Understanding or not this? Previously, if you remember, I took 2 points here. 1 point here, 1 point here. This was my displacement. That was my displacement. If my time 0 is here. But in some cases, I will choose origin as the position of time 0. Matlab, at time 0, I will assume the particle is at origin. If I do that, then this x and this y will become components of this displacement. Yes or no, students? Take here. This is your displacement. This is your x component of displacement. This is your y component of displacement. I can write here or I can write here, same thing only. So now this one matches with this x or not? It matches or not? This x component of displacement. And your y component of displacement will match with y. So in some cases, you may see people writing Sx as simply x. Where what is this x and y? Coordinates of the particle at time 0. Oh, sorry, at time t. At time 0, where it was? At time 0, where it was, I have assumed origin. So if I assume at time 0, it was at origin, then I can do this. So please revise this part. Thank you. Tomorrow we will apply these equations to solve some problems. Hey, every day's class is interesting, no? Advait? Why only today? Every day you should say interesting, not only one day. Okay, I try to make it interesting every day. Okay, thank you. See you all of you.